Ranking footballers across eras is impossible. Different rules, different pitches, different worlds. So this list is not about raw statistics alone. It's about legacy, dominance, fear factor, longevity, influence, and the moments that shaped football history. This is not universal truth. This is our interpretation of greatness, and greatness in football is never polite. It's controversial. Pelé is football's first global superstar. Over 900 career goals in official and exhibition matches combined, 3 World Cups with Brazil, and a symbol of football's global expansion. He played almost his entire career at Santos, turning a club into a worldwide brand. Pelé didn't just dominate opponents, he helped invent modern football celebrity. We rank him 10th not to disrespect history, but because football evolved into a harsher, faster, deeper sport. Pelé ruled his era. The players above him survived more brutal ones, but without Pelé, football mythology never begins. Michel Platini defined European midfield intelligence. Over 300 career goals as a midfielder, 3 consecutive Ballon d'Or awards, 1983 to 85. European champion with France in 1984. At Juventus, he won Serie A titles, European Cup Winners' Cup. Platini represented precision. He controlled tempo like a chess master, and after retirement, he remained one of the most influential figures in football politics. His impact wasn't just athletic, it was structural. Cruyff changed football's DNA. Ajax legend, Barcelona icon, 3 Ballon d'Or awards. He wasn't just winning games, he invented systems. Total football, movement, space, intelligence still defines elite coaching today. Cruyff's influence is tactical immortality. Most players leave trophies. Cruyff left a blueprint. Ronaldo Nazario is the purest striker talent football ever saw. World Cup winner in 2002, 2-time Ballon d'Or winner, over 400 career goals despite catastrophic injuries. Barcelona, Inter, Real Madrid. Everywhere he played, defenders panicked. Speed of a winger, power of a forward, technique of a playmaker. Injuries stole what might have been the greatest striker career ever. Even broken, he conquered the world. That tells you everything. Marco van Basten is football's greatest unfinished story. By age 26, he had already built a legacy most strikers never touch. 3 Ballon d'Or awards, European Championship winner with the Netherlands in 1988. One of the most iconic goals in football history, the volley in the Euro final. At AC Milan, he was part of one of the greatest club teams ever assembled. Multiple Serie A titles, 2 European Cups, total dominance. And then his ankle gave up. Chronic injury forced early retirement at 28. Think about that. Most players are entering their prime at 28. Van Basten was already a legend, and then disappeared. If his body held another decade, he wouldn't be 6th. He might be top 3. He represents football's cruelest rule. Talent is not enough. Your body has to survive it. Neymar is the greatest natural talent of his generation. Over 400 career goals and assists combined before his 30s. Champions League winner with Barcelona, Olympic gold medal with Brazil, all-time top scorer for Brazil. He played for Santos, Barcelona, PSG, and everywhere he went, he was box office. At Barcelona's peak MSN era, he wasn't a side character. He was decisive in Champions League knockout stages, finishing joint top scorer in the 2015 UCL campaign. Statistically, his early career pace rivaled Messi and Ronaldo. The difference wasn't talent, it was interruption, injury, momentum breaks, career decisions. Neymar is the GOAT trajectory that bent sideways, and that's why he sits here, not as a failure, but as football's biggest what-if. Zidane didn't dominate seasons, he dominated moments. World Cup winner with France in 1998, Euro champion in 2000, Champions League hero with Real Madrid, Ballon d'Or winner. He wasn't a volume player, he was a gravity player. When the stage was biggest, Zidane slowed time. He played football like poetry. His influence wasn't about numbers, it was about aura. There are players who collect trophies. Zidane collected history. Lionel Messi is the most statistically dominant player of the modern era. 8 Ballon d'Or awards, over 800 career goals, World Cup winner, 4 Champions Leagues, dozens of league titles. He turned Barcelona into a dynasty. He turned consistency into science. Every season felt inevitable. Some critics debate award narratives or era bias. That argument exists and always will. But no serious conversation about football greatness excludes Messi. He defined an entire generation, and whether admired or argued against, his impact is permanent. The 2022 World Cup was supposed to end all arguments. Messi finally lifts the trophy. Argentina complete the fairy tale. To supporters, it was destiny fulfilled, a perfect ending to a perfect story. But around the world, another conversation exploded. Argentina received a record number of penalties in the tournament. Messi scored several from the spot. Critics immediately framed the run as controversial. Not proven corruption, not official scandal, but perception matters in football, and perception created a global split. Half the world saw poetry, the other half saw narrative. Then came the final. Mbappe delivers a hat trick, wins the Golden Boot, one of the greatest individual performances ever. Yet Messi wins Best Player of the tournament. Supporters say, total influence. Critics say, story closure, and that moment locked Messi into football mythology. But it also locked the debate forever, because his World Cup victory didn't end the argument, it amplified it. Messi's 8 Ballon d'Or wins are historic, but several of those years remain heavily debated in football circles. Critics argue the award criteria shifted depending on narrative. Supporters argue Messi's consistency made the difference. And here's the truth, both sides will argue forever. Which is why Messi isn't just a player, he's a phenomenon. A career so big it fractured consensus. And in football, that level of controversy is a sign of true myth status. You are only debated this violently when your shadow is enormous. Messi didn't just dominate his era, he divided it. And that division is part of his greatness. Maradona is football mythology in human form, not statistics, not clean records, myth. He carried Argentina to a World Cup almost single-handedly in 1986. He turned Napoli from underdogs into champions in Italy's most brutal league. He became a god in a city that still worships him. Maradona didn't play football. He hypnotized crowds. He made defenders look like amateurs. He made stadiums shake. He made a nation believe one man could bend reality, and influence matters. In Argentina, public polls decades later still placed him above modern icons. Because Maradona wasn't measured in goals. He was measured in emotional impact. Football has seen better athletes. It has rarely seen a bigger cultural force. He was chaos and genius at the same time. And that contradiction is why he's second. Maradona is proof that greatness isn't always clean. Sometimes it's volcanic. Cristiano Ronaldo is not just the greatest player on this list. He is the most complete football career ever constructed, not inherited. Constructed. There is a difference. Because Ronaldo didn't arrive as mythology, he built it piece by piece. Over 960 official career goals and counting, the highest total in professional football history. The Champions League all-time top scorer, the Champions League knockout king, the man who turned Europe's hardest competition into his personal stage. 5 Ballon d'Or awards, league titles in England, Spain, and Italy. European champion with Portugal, all-time international top scorer in men's football. And here's the number people forget. He didn't dominate one system. He dominated every system he entered. Manchester United, explosive winger. Real Madrid, unstoppable goal machine. Juventus, serial title winner. Portugal, international leader. Different countries, different football cultures. Same result, dominance. Ronaldo represents something football rarely sees, a player who outworked his own ceiling. He wasn't born the most technical child prodigy. He was born obsessed. Obsessed with repetition. Obsessed with improvement. Obsessed with longevity. Teammates have described training sessions where Ronaldo stayed after everyone left. Hours, not minutes. That obsession turned a talented teenager from Madeira into the most disciplined athlete football has ever seen. And discipline ages differently. Most stars peak. Ronaldo evolved. At 30, elite. At 35, elite. Approaching 40, still decisive. Football doesn't normally allow that. Ronaldo forced it to. If football has a throne room, it is the Champions League. And Ronaldo owns it. Top scorer in the competition's history. Top scorer in knockout rounds. Multiple finals decided by his goals. There are players who win tournaments. Ronaldo became the tournament. Opponents didn't just prepare for Madrid. They prepared for him. That fear factor defines legends. When the brightest lights turned on, Ronaldo sharpened. He didn't shrink, he expanded. Ronaldo's greatest weapon wasn't his body, it was his refusal to accept limits. Missed chance, he shoots again. Lost match, he comes back louder. Criticism, fuel. He turned pressure into energy. And that psychological armor is why his career lasted longer than logic says it should. Football has seen more natural artists, football has seen more romantic players, but no player has combined production longevity, discipline, adaptation, international success, club dominance, and cultural influence like Cristiano Ronaldo. He is not the most gifted child football produced, he is the most complete football career ever finished. And that's why he sits at number 1. Not because he was handed a throne, because he built one. This list is not peace, it's a spark. Football history is not agreed upon, it is argued into eternity. And maybe that's the point, because greatness isn't silence, greatness is debate. Write your list below. Who is your GOAT and who did we rank wrong? Because football lives in disagreement, and that disagreement never ends. Share your thoughts and write us your opinion.